Dishonored, you play as Corvo Tano, royal protector of Empress Jessamine Calvin and her daughter Emily Calvin, returning from a voyage from other isles to find a cure to plague that ravages the city of Dunwall. He's arrived 2 days early to report to the Empress that no other nation discovered a cure, but they had quarantined the town via blockade, and just in time to thwart an assassination on the Empress. These assassins used some supernatural powers to restrain Corvo as they killed Empress Jessamine, kidnapped her daughter Emily, and quickly disappear, leaving Corvo and the dying Empress. Unfortunately, the people who hired the assassins were able to pin the crime on Corvo, and such Corvo is unjustly dishonored. That sounded kind of cheesy. I mean, I knew it was going to sound cheesy, just didn't know that sound that cheesy. In the hopes he'd write a false confession, he was imprisoned and tortured for 6 months. Luckily for him, conspirators arranged for Corvo to be freed from his cell and given a sword. It is now time for the player to make their first real choice, to kill their first guard and start a bloody trail filled with those who got in the way of Corvo's revenge quest, or to render him unconscious and start a path to reclaim the honor that was wrongfully taken from him, and that he remained good, despite what he experienced. Your choice isn't without consequence. The game utilizes a chaos system. Chaos increases and decreases depending on actions taken during missions and side missions. Basic rule, if it results in death or suffering of individuals, increases chaos, and decreases if it does the opposite. Killing is a lot easier in this game, whether it is stealthily or on a head-on assault. In a non-lethal route, stealth is basically, a requirement. The only way to non-lethally incapacitate a target is to choke them out or shoot them with a sleep dart. Sleep darts are consumable, by the way. Also, unless you upgrade the sleep dart, the sleep effect isn't immediate in combat like it is when you are undetected. Although you can kill people and still have low chaos. So you can assassinate your targets and still have low chaos, as long as you don't kill too many people. Now, killing is easier, and the chaos system helps balance that out. The first thing he does is introduce more Weepers. These people are in the final stages of the plague that sweeps Dunwall. They stumble around in pain, bugs living in their bodies, and tears of blood that gave them their name, lunging at healthy people who they notice. No, in the state they are pushovers and aren't much of a threat, unlike the increased number of guards that populate the level. Luckily, Corvo is an expert swordsman, and you'll have plenty of equipment to take down your enemies. Finally, there's an increase of plague rat swarms that have a taste for human flesh. Great for disposing of corpses, as not to raise any alarms. If only you could summon your own swords to do so. Hey, remember those assassins with supernatural powers from earlier? Well, after a visit from the outsider, we'll get to him later, and being gifted his mark, you can call upon your own supernatural powers. And now, you can call upon your own rat swarms to get rid of those pesky human corpses that you made. Or I guess, send them after the living. It works too. That's only one of the powers at Corvo's disposal. The first, and best ability you get, is Blink, a short-distance teleport. This simple ability makes traversing the map undetected much easier, and combat allows you to reposition yourself somewhere more advantageous, or make a quick escape. Dark Vision allows you to see enemies through walls and their cones of vision. And after an upgrade, you can also see valuable items, such as loot or consumables. Wind Blast lets you blow away enemies, and even some projectiles. At rank 2, it rips people apart. Possession lets you take control of animals and later people. Good for using vents to get to areas or sneaking past people pretending to be one of them. Plus, it puts you right behind the human you just possessed, so they can easily be dealt with. They're also vomiting. I don't think possessed would feel good either. Probably a natural reaction. And finally, bend time, lets you slow down and later stop time entirely. There are also enhancements like more health, making it so whoever you kill becomes ash. Only stealth kills at first, all after an upgrade. Bloodthirst lets you build up adrenaline by blocking, killing, and inflicting damage. And once it's filled, instantly kill a guy in combat, and then at level 2 deliver 2 attacks that instantly kill people. Agility lets you double jump and just speeds up all movement after that. To unlock these abilities, be required to collect a certain number of runes before they can be upgraded or unlocked. There are also bone charms that give you passive abilities. There's a bunch of them. I'm not gonna name them one by one. The equipment you get is self-explanatory, so I'll gloss over them. Do I need to tell you what a gun or a grenade does? Well, maybe the spring wave isn't obvious. It's functionally a proximity mine that doesn't make a lot of noise, and you can put it on any surface, even on a rack. Oh, and the rewire tool that rewires the machines to attack enemies rather than you, or disable alarms. Though the second thing isn't really going to be used a lot. If you're going lethal, who gives a shit? Non-lethal, you're not going to want to be detected in the first place. Now I'll get into the story, which honestly isn't anything special, but spoilers, I guess, for this, 9-year-old game. Recap of the intro. You come home, plague, blockade, Empress murdered, her kid kidnapped, and you're framed for it. After 6 months of torture, a group of conspirators free you, and now you choose how much chaos you raise. Now, honestly, the story doesn't really change that much from the chaos level until, the last mission, other than some dialogue and events. Go through the sewers, pick up some custom-made gear, and reach Samuel, the boatman. He takes you to meet the conspirators who freed you from prison. Former Admiral Farley Havelock, the title tells you about him, and Lord Trevor Pendleton, a nobleman and aristocrat. They inform you that they plan to find Emily and put her on the throne, and need your help to do it, especially after proving yourself by escaping the prison and getting through the sewers. They also send you to Piero, who crafted your gear, and gives you your assassin's mask. Or is it really called an assassin's mask if you don't kill anyone, though? Regardless, he'll gear you up and upgrade your equipment in between missions. He also serves as your introduction to whale oil, which uses its power source and is extremely unstable, resulting in explosions when handled without caution.
Perfect.
You then have the option to explore the Hound Pits, talk to NPCs, go through some journals and audio logs while looking for valuables before heading to bed. In your sleep, you're pulled into the void, and meet the Outsider, who grants his mark, allowing you to perform those supernatural powers I mentioned earlier, because he finds you, in his own words, interesting. He also gives you a heart that will help you track down runes and bone charms. Also, the heart whispers secrets of people in the areas you are in. This has nothing nice to say about anyone except for Samuel and Callista Kurnow, whose job it is to care for Emily once you find her. Oh yeah, and doesn't have anything bad to say about Emily either. Some of the runes are on shrines dedicated to the Outsider. He'll visit you and comment if you're done, and some surprise if you've taken a non-lethal approach. Once you wake up, you are given your first mission. Take down High Overseer Thaddeus Campbell, one of the guys who framed you. Save Overseer Martin, another conspirator, and the person most credited for freeing you is a prisoner himself. So you get to return the favor by freeing him. There's also an optional mission to save Callista Kurnow's uncle Jeff Kurnow, who is about to be assassinated by Campbell. Samuel takes you to the mission area. You can explore this area and find Granny Rats, an elderly woman who worships the Outsider and has supernatural powers of her own. She tasks you with dealing with gang members at her door and then poisoning the rest at their base of the plague. Each objective gives you a rune, both optional. Also, you can kill her, and she summons a swarm of rats upon her death. There are also walls of light. Basically, go through them, you turn to ash. Just go around them, turn them off.
This is the Lord Regent speaking.
Or use a reward so to make them work against the enemies instead.
Overseers of the Abbey of the Everyman remain in.
You get to the office of the High Overseer and find Teague Martin in shackles. Slave for you. Oh, I should probably tell you what the Overseers are. The Overseers are religious zealots who are trained from a young age. They are sworn enemies of the Outsider, would follow a strict code, and seek to destroy the Outsider's magic and its users. They also wear a mask that makes it impossible to shoot them in the face. And in later levels, they can be seen carrying a music box that neutralizes the Outsider's magic. There's also one in this level, but it's not used by anyone. They also have these weird dogs called wolfhounds. The High Overseer is a leader, and the current one, Campbell, is your current target. Campbell is currently attempting to poison Captain Kurnow, but you can use this to your advantage by switching the glasses, poisoning both, or spilling the drinks. Spilling the drinks will prompt Campbell to take Kurnow to a secret room, where you can easily take care of both. Or, if you time it just as Campbell pulls out his sword to kill Kurnow, you can turn off the music player in the room so Kurnow hears and turns to fight. You let the fight player or sleep dart Campbell. Either way, Kurnow is not non-hostile. Is not non-hostile and leaves. This counts as rescue. If you want to save Kurnow without using this method, you'll need to knock him out and stash him in a specific dumpster. Campbell's non-lethal takedown is done by knocking him out and branding him, making him an outcast to his fate and off society. Yeah, the non-lethal takedowns can be arguably considered fates worse than death. But I guess that's up to you, really. In the last area of this level, there's a scene that plays out depending on the level of chaos. In low chaos, an overseer admits to two of his allies that he has been poisoned or crisply put down before he becomes a weeper. In high chaos, he's much sicker and denies his illness, and is stabbed in the back by one of the overseers, so he isn't a threat to their health. I think it illustrates the effects of her actions on a larger society and the city of Dunwall. You leave by meeting Samuel, and he takes you back to the Hound Pits, and if you save Captain Kurnow, Callisto rewards you. You meet with Trevor and Havelock again and retire to bed. In the morning, get a tutorial on Weepers. If you take care of the non-lethal, Piero gives you sleep darts for a mission after this one. You're now assigned to kill Morgan and Custis Pendleton, the older twin brothers of Trevor. Upon their death, Trevor will gain their votes in Parliament, which he will out and block the Lord Regent Hiram Burrows' plans and laws and such. Hiram Burrows is of course the other guy who frames you. They're also the ones who are charged with guarding Emily, so you rescue her too. Samuel takes you to the place from the last mission, and now they have a watchtower that fires upon you upon detection. Deal with it the same way you dealt with the walls of light earlier. And remember the gang from the last mission? They're friendly now, and their boss has a mission for you. If you poisoned them last time, you'll have Reapers locked up in their hideouts. Slackjaw, the leader, asks you to find his right-hand man. He is dead, so you bring his last recorded words. He then gives you the mission for the non-lethal takedown by getting him a safe combination. You can use this combination on the safe yourself and loot it. The Pendletons will be made unrecognizable, mute, and forced to work in their own silver mine. Trevor also gives you money for doing it this way, but you can always kill them. Either way, them, Emily, and the guy with the save combination are in the same place. The Golden Cat. A brothel. You know, the last place you want to find the little girl. So you take care of the Pendletons however you please and save Emily. You can also find Granny Rags' the mission. She's there even if you killed her in the last mission. If you talk to her, she alludes to the fact that the heart you have belongs to the Empress and houses her soul. Which it does. So pulling out the heart near Emily is kind of a family reunion. Even if no one besides you can see it. Corvo is also her dad, by the way. But whether she knows that or not, she's paying close attention to what he, and by extension, you, are doing. Anyway, now it's time for something a little different. A kidnapping. That's right, no killing this target, you need him alive. Anton Sokolov. He's basically what Piero is for you, except for the Lord Regent. Also, he's an artist. He's the one who painted the expensive paintings you can find, as well as designed the walls of light, rock pylons, and many other impressive things. Oh, right, the arc pylons. We haven't talked about them yet, have we? Well, perfect timing, since they first appear in this mission. They're towers that shoot lightning. Deal with them the same way you deal with the walls of light. Except this time it's a radius instead of a wall. This level is mostly linear, with some exploration opportunities. Anyway, you kidnap Sokolov and take him to the hideout. In the morning, you bribe him with some drink that you purchased from Piero, after you interrupt him peeping Callista in the bath. According to the heart, this isn't the first time. You can also walk in on Callista and ask to join her. I mean, she denies you, obviously. But I think it's funny. I mean, Corvo, listen, I get, shoot your shot, my guy, but my god, there's the time and the place, and you got both of them wrong. Fuck's sake, man. Oh, and to distract from your invasion of privacy, you can tattle on Piero. If you want to understandably avoid having to deal with the situation, you can just send the rats after Sokolov, and he squeals. And the rats, seeing them as one of their own, leave instead of sticking around to attack. I don't know, you got an explanation for why the fuck they leave? Are the sewers more appetizing than the goddamn meat bag right there? I don't fucking know. There's no consequences for either one as far as I know. It's mostly if you want to be addicted to Sokolov or friendly. Turns out you're heading to a party. The Lord Regent has a mistress who funds his operations and he needs to get rid of her. The problem? It's one of 3 sisters who share a title, Lady Boyle, and we don't know which one is the target. Also, they're wearing identical costumes of different colors, red, white, and black. It's honestly rather easy. Just go upstairs and find the Lord Regent's letter at the target's room. I just suggest doing this because there's a skeleton key for the next mission. Another method is just bring a drink to a moth-masked lady and she'll tell you which one is which, but doesn't tell you which one to kill. This is where Lord Brisby comes in. He's simping for your target and tells you which one to kidnap for him. Yes, and only the approach you will help your target sim kidnapper. There's also a new enemy known as Tallboys. Yeah, I'm not making that name up. It sounds like something I'd make up as a joke. They walk on stilts and shoot incendiary bolts. They also have a lot of armor, so it makes them hard to kill unless you jump up there and get drop assassination on them. But they only patrol outside streets and the party is non-hostile anyway, so this mission shouldn't really be much of a problem. The target is randomized as well as which costumes they're wearing, so you'll need to do the things to figure it out. Or process of elimination, just kill all 3. If you only kill your target, they'll send a rune to your hideout. So, you know, if you want that, just find the one you need to kill and kill them. Does bring up the question how they find your hideout and Lord Regent didn't. Also, the point of the same costume thing is there's a contest you need to find out which one is which to get a prize, but you can't claim their prize for some reason. Like, I must have some false memory of doing this because I swear I remember doing it, but I wasn't able to recreate it. Not that it matters, you just go to the attic and take the prize anyways, but, you know, it's just a weird false memory I have. I don't know where I got it from. Oh, and that side quest from Pendleton, you represent him in a duel and, 10 paces away, turn, shoot the guy. Thing is, you don't really have to kill him, just switch to a sleep jar and hit him with it. Spider guys pretend he's dead. Also, if you want to ghost the mission, meaning not be detected, this doesn't count as being detected, weirdly enough. This whole mission is kind of weird, honestly. Well, now that that's done, we can finally attack the main guy. Everything has fallen for the Lord Regent, back to Dunwell Tower, the place from the intro, where the Empress died. Well, there's new defenses because Lord Regent's honestly justified paranoia. He even has a panic room at the very top of the tower. He starts there on high chaos, or by his normal red room, or in the area, in low chaos. He'll run to the safe room in low chaos if you trigger an alarm, though. The non-lethal approach is to go to the broadcasting tower, getting a code from a guy running it for the safe containing Lord Regent's confession that he keeps for some reason, and broadcasting it across the city. He gets arrested nearby for 2 cards, even if he's retreated to his panic room. So if you want to make killing him easier, here's a way to make him come to you. Oh, there's also the torturer, the guy who tortured Corvo for half a year. Yeah, he's here, and you can exact your vengeance upon him. There's also a letter from Granny Rags, he's smacking around a hanging dead body, and has an outsider shrine, and everyone in this tower is afraid of him. Honestly, I'm pretty sure this man is pure evil. Well, that's everyone you need to kill. And skip back to the Hound Pit and get to the main entrance, Emily greets you. In low chaos, she says,
Corvo! Everyone Everyone says you did something good tonight.
But in high chaos, she says,
Kill anybody tonight? How many?
I think it's supposed to be disturbing, but honestly, I just kind of find it funny. She acts very differently depending on your chaos level. Anyways, you toast your victory, and you've been poisoned. Yeah, the conspiracy that saved you now doesn't need you and have poisoned you. Like I said, no one's really a good person in this game, except Callista, Samuel, and Emily. Well, Emily if you're in low chaos. You're a bad influence in high chaos. Luckily, Samuel was the one charged with poisoning you. No idea why, and he gives you half the poison, which only paralyzes you instead of killing you. His dialogue also differs depending on your chaos level. He sends your body floating down the river, where you're found by Dod's assassins, Dod being the guy who killed the Empress, and you're taken to him, where he tosses your gear and keeps you prisoner. Here's the thing though, these guys suck at keeping prisoners. There's two ways out. You can possess a rat and go through Dream Pipe, which is kind of fair and doesn't show why they suck. They suck because the other way you can escape. They cover the thing you're in with a flimsy piece of wood that you can wind blast, which is kind of fair since they haven't exactly seen your abilities, some of them being different from theirs, and an assassin appears if you do this. But if you pick up bricks in the container you're in and throw it at the wood a few times, it will break, and you can get out easily, and no one appears to stop you. There's also some consumables and two swords for you to choose from. So you escape with a weapon, and this time you don't even need help. Despite their inability to keep a prisoner, these assassins are at least capable of fighting. They have wrist launchers that function like a crossbow and can blink as well as pulling you to them. They get this power from serving Dod. Not sure how this works, but it does, I guess. Okay, so you're out of there. You can either get your gear back or go straight to Dod. I suggest getting your gear back. It's kind of a puzzle if you call plugging a whale oil into a slot a puzzle. Twice. Also, if you don't kill Campbell, he's here as a weeper with a brand on him. He even left a nice little note for you to read. Now Dowd is your target. He has the key that unlocks the way to your destination. You can confront him as he laments killing the Empress as it's caused him grief. For whatever reason. I mean, he's an assassin. It's his job. He's done it before. I don't know why this one is causing him grief. Or you can just sneak up on him, steal the key, and just get out of there.
Good riddance to you, sir.
If you confront him in high chaos, he'll summon his assassins to his side. In low chaos, he 1v1s you. But some assassins do appear before being sent away, and they can get some hits on you, so just be careful. Also, Dowd is immune to bend time, so whenever either of you stop or slow time, you guys just keep fighting in that state. And now he doesn't have the advantage of being the only one with magic. It's a fair fight, unlike your first encounter. After defeating him in low chaos, he'll beg for his life, and you can spare him. You can just walk away and he'll leave Dunwall. Also, if you left everyone alive in this level, they'll be non-hostile. In high chaos, he'll send 3 more guys after you. Those 3 guys will still appear on low chaos, but he'll send them away, just as before.
Get away from here. None of your control.
There are still a few areas to go through before you get back to the Hound Pits. If you complete the first part of Granny Rags and Slackjaw's missions, you'll find them in an area of the sewers. Slackjaw will be in chains as Granny Rags attempts to use him in some stew or whatever she's making. You can help either one. Throw Slackjaw into the stew, or burn in Granny Rags' cameo and finally kill her once and for all. Or knock her unconscious, that works too. Slackjaw gives you like 600 coins for not killing him, which is more than anyone else pays you for not killing someone. Or saving someone. Now you can finally get back to the Hound Pits without any major interruption. The place is now swarming with guards, and the 3 main conspirators have started to call everyone else. In low chaos, Havelock spares Callista, but the other 2 servants die as everyone else hides. And of course in high chaos, she's dead as well. Sokolov and Pierre are in his workshop, and they have been working on a new arc pylon. Once you find blueprints in Havelock's old office, you can activate it, either stunning or killing all enemies in your area. Your choice. After finding out where you need to go from a note and optionally seeing a painting Emily made for you depending on your chaos level, you can signal Samuel to take you to the lighthouse where the 3 traders are hiding out. Now this mission is different in either chaos level. Hell, even the weather is affected by the chaos level. In low chaos, it's all sunny and all the 3 traders are at the top of the lighthouse. But Havelock's killed the other 2. And now he's lamenting what he's done. You can kill him or not, and once you freed Emily from the room she's locked in, the game's over, and you get the low chaos ending. Apparently, you and Emily bring in the Golden Age, eradicating the plague, and the outsider gives you a
farewell, Corvo.
Which I think means he has some respect for you in this ending. But that's just me speculating. Alternatively, in high chaos, it's storming, and the 3 traders have turned on each other. Also, if your chaos is high enough, Samuel utters the island to your arrival. Yes, there's a high chaos, but there's also like in the high chaos, there's like a low chaos, high chaos, and high chaos. I don't know how much that affects, and I don't care enough to look into it. But at this point, he's not important, so you can just kill him. Or sleep dart him. He dies anyways in the ending slideshow, so whatever. Martin and Trevor are yelling at each other in a main courtyard, and if you let Martin run away to his office, he'll give you a speech with a gun pointed to his head. Once he finishes his speech, he kills himself. If you interrupt him, he doesn't shoot himself, he tries to fight. So I guess the gun to the head was just to get your attention. Pendleton, on the other hand, is hiding on an upper level. When you reach him, you see he's already dying from being shot and uses his last breath to insult you. Havelock is still at the top of the tower, except this time he's at the very top and threatens to jump with Emily if he detects you. You can kill him and save Emily, and you'll get the high chaos ending. This ending isn't great, there's corruption and attempts on Emily, and the plague is still a thing, but at least Emily is in charge. With your guidance, of course. Now, high chaos sounds bad, but it's not the bad ending, it's more the neutral ending. The bad ending is where you let Havelock jump with Emily off the tower. This time, the outsider basically just laughs at your failure and how Dunwall is falling apart. Corvo just up and leaves Dunwall in this ending. You can just like fail at this game. I just appreciate they put this in for those curious to see what happens if you let Havelock jump, because under what circumstances would you let Havelock jump? And that's Dishonored. Like I said, the story is rather weak. I would harp on it if I felt it was more important. It does the bare minimum of what a video game story should do. It's just there to give your character motivation. There's no glaring problem with it. As contrived as some bits are, but but at the end of the day, it's not that big a deal. In my opinion, good gameplay is a lot more important than story in video games. A good story is a plus, and I enjoy Dishonored's gameplay a lot. Yeah, I guess that's all I had to say about that. And Dishonored as a whole, honestly. Hope you enjoyed or entertained by my honestly ramble about this game. So yeah, and bye. Alright, so this will be some type of like post commentary thing for the video. Just so someone who watches the video isn't like confused at what they just kind of watched, I guess. Clear up some things in the video. Clear up who I am mostly. So hi, I'm SomeRandomGuy. You probably guessed that from the channel name, obviously. I just decided to kind of make this video. Like one day I was playing Dishonored, and the idea that this video just kind of popped into my head, or just make a video like this popped in my head, and I don't know, it just kind of bothered me. I just kept imagining the video more and more. I'm like, all right, well, at some point I'm like, all right, let's just sit down and make the video then. Obviously, it's not like the same exact way I imagined it, because once you start making something, you gotta put your expectations to be a bit more realistic. And I'll be honest, I just don't have the skills to make what I was imagining. So this is, I wouldn't say it's the best I can do, but it's definitely in what was most realistic for me to do. Just because the lack of talent, and I just didn't want to force myself to make the perfect product, because I just knew it was going to be impossible to make, especially considering it was my first time making something like this. So you probably noticed, I say that as if you could miss the fact that I was using like a 3D model as like my stand-in, but that was mostly because he was basically just doing what I would do if I had props and I wanted to show my face, which I didn't. This is what I felt it was like a nice little between ground between having, me actually making those movements and keeping my anonymity, and also having some type of presentation and kind of like a character kind of thing, because I just didn't want to be myself. I don't think that's fun for the internet. I didn't want to just be, who I am. That's kind of boring to me. I don't know. And of course, my character's not that interesting. I mean, he's honestly just kind of like a white anon, really, as opposed to the normal green one. Got kind of like a mannequin thing going on. I don't know. It just felt like the most natural way to make him. I used Blender to animate him, and had to learn Blender because I can't draw for shit. So and I did have an interest in 3D modeling and animation. I kind of gravitated towards that. Helps that I doesn't really need to be a good artist to animate in Blender, but I'm sure it would help. The editing obviously is rather amateur as well, just like the animations. Although I do think I did passable for both. There's nothing great going on. I'm not deluding myself. I would even say that it's below average quality, but I don't know. I'm rather satisfied with it. I was really satisfied when I decided, like, you know what? That's it. Done with the video. That was really satisfying to me. A lot of the info, basically I used the manual and I supplemented it with the Dishonored wiki pictures and things like that. So that was helpful. Anyways, Actually, the main reason I'm putting this post thing here, because I'm not entirely sure I'll be making more videos. And on the off chance that someone finds this, they'll know what's going on. I do have. It's not because of lack of ideas. I will say that I'm probably going to try to make more videos. But I don't know if they'll get off the ground because I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll be as passionate making those, and I don't know if you could tell the passion that went into this video because, admittedly, it is rather low quality. But I truly did enjoy making this video. I truly did like coming up with ideas for this video. I don't know if I'm going to feel that way for other games. But I will admit, I am going to try. I'm not going to give an ETA because I have no clue. This was an extremely on and off type of thing. I don't even have an idea of what the time frame was because I was working on it so sporadically. If I do end up making more videos, I probably will do the DAO DLC, but it definitely won't be my next video. But I do like it just as much as the base game. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. This was kind of a bit of an unscripted thing. I say that as if I was so eloquently spoken that you couldn't tell. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I still haven't figured out a way to properly sign off. So, bye.